So the Game Awards account posted a set of coordinates that led to the statue. And no one knows what this statue is about, except for the developers involved.
It looks like there's almost like a door on the front there, and it'll probably open and someone will walk out and like maybe a costumed person.
Maybe Hideo Kojima.
Something. Yeah, Kojima, dude, yeah.
Yeah. A new IP. I think you're not wrong. Like that has been, I've been eyeing that over as a door.
That's like a gateway to hell, if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. It's like Satan's butt.
Damn.
I'll cut that if you want me to.
No, don't cut it.
No,
I just, you don't do that normally. No.
Gardiner is usually the more level-headed of us all.
Yeah, you keep us reined in. Welcome to Off the Console, the hottest podcast that's all about gaming, tech news, and anything nerdy. This week, we're covering the biggest news, including certain RAM, or Micron, let's just say it. Micron is exiting the consumer world for beautiful, brighter, greener fields that are just doesn't have to deal with us. And then we also have some Netflix acquisitions going on, just another big company acquiring another big company, and then many other topics that are just that are picked ripe for your guys' listening. With me here is Gardiner and High Tech.
What's up?
What's up?
So yes, thanks for being here, guys. And now on to Gardiner. What have you been playing or doing this week?
This week, I've been doing some interesting stuff. I haven't played much. I was playing some N64. I have a Summer Cart 64, which lets me play some ROMs, some custom ROMs, and I played what is it called? Smash Remix, which is like it's got a ton of like new characters and stages, and it feels more like modern Smash or a Smash Melee. It's cool. It's really fun. Emily and I have been like slogging it out. Yeah.
Smash Brothers.
Dude, Smash is my jam. And then the other thing that I've been doing is I made what is it? Some share buttons, like social share buttons for the Bryant review. And the really cool thing about them is that there is a Fediverse share button where you can click it, and then you click the button and it asks you what instance you are on, and you click, you type in your thing and hit share, and it will take you right there. It sounds trivial, but it is actually way more complicated than you think. And I wrote a whole article about the design process, and I made the share library a standalone library. It's open source, and you can add it to your website. Yeah.
Oh,
pretty cool.
You being being all open source developer-esque or whatever.
Yeah,
no, that's really cool.
Yeah.
No, that's I feel like I've injected that type of stuff into a Ghost blog before, but I don't remember if I just did my own thing or whatnot.
Yeah, I'm bumping up against all of the limitations of Ghost. And it's kind of making me regret choosing Ghost, because I'd rather do something in PHP where there are much fewer restrictions. But yeah, Ghost is cool, but the limitations of Handlebar specifically really piss me off.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't custom do a lot of my stuff, is I'm not the biggest fan of handlebars. They're like, that was the thing 10 years ago.
Handlebars?
Handlebars is the templating engine that Ghost uses. And you have very basic logic, like you can do if statements and match statements, which are kind of like switch statements. But if you want to add custom logic, it's not really a thing. Especially not with Ghost's implementation. Like one of the things, not to derail this already, but one of the things that I wanted to do was, in Ghost, you can set your as an author, you can set your Mastodon profile, right, as one of your social links. And so I was like, hey, you can set your Mastodon profile as a URL. So http mastodon.online / high-tech lowlife or whatever your name is, right?
Right.
But the problem is, if you want to have like that header link is it a meta tag? I think Fediverse creator, so that when you share a link, it will actually link to your profile in the link preview on Mastodon. It has to be formatted as your handle. So at hightechlowlife at whatever your instance.com, right? So I wrote a little helper function in Ghost, and it works fine in the development environment. But as soon as you try to deploy it to production, it throws errors, and I cannot find a way to have my custom theme in production use that template logic that I created. They call it a helper function. I cannot find a way to do it without actually forking Ghost. So it's very annoying.
Yeah, the limitations are annoying. That's why I switched from it before, but for I don't know, for blogging and articles, I have not found a better system, in my opinion. Yeah, I've even tried creating some custom ones, and I just was never happy. Like, I have a lot of abandoned projects where I custom made the editor. So
yeah, same.
Yeah, it's really frustrating.
Ghost is open source, right?
Yes,
it is open source. They make some questionable decisions that I don't really like either, but yeah, it's open source.
That's I feel like any company that tries to make money off of open source tends to get into gray areas.
Yeah, like one of the reasons I haven't used the built-in ActivityPub features is because the ActivityPub features are using like extremely they require huge server resources in order to actually deploy them, where many others don't. Many like competing blogs with Fediverse activity don't require it. Anyway, it's a long story, but like even their built-in analytics engine requires like 16 gigabytes of RAM to run their analytics engine. And it's like somewhat of a proprietary, it's called Tinybird. And I just don't like the way Tinybird works. I don't like the way their Fediverse implementation works. I have a lot of opinions.
That's good. This is where you bring opinions to.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, that's my week.
Yeah. High Tech, what have you been up to?
Me, I've been getting Christmas decorations up. I've been revisiting older games. Not on real hardware, though, since I no longer have a Wii. Or a PS Vita, for that matter. Well, actually, I might still have a PS Vita. I need to look for it, but I'm playing a game called Muramasa the Demon Blade, I believe it was. I don't know, it's really good. It's made by Vanillaware. I suggest looking it up. It's a beautiful looking game too. It was originally on the Wii, and it's also on the PS Vita as a remake or remaster of sorts, so to speak. And it really is. I really wish Vanillaware released their games on PC, because I would probably buy them like a third or fourth time, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm shocked at how many games don't get ported to the PC nowadays. It's crazy.
Isn't that kind of common with Japanese developers, though?
It's a little more common with Japanese developers. Yeah. But then you hear articles about how Vanillaware almost goes bankrupt every single game they make. And then apparently they released Unicorn Overlord on Xbox, of all things. Come on. And apparently Atlas, the publisher, tried to convince it to go on PC, which is kind of crazy to think about, because Atlas used to be one of those developers that would never bring like Persona to PC. And then they just refused to. I don't know why.
It's probably some stupid principle thing at the top. Yeah. Oh well, rest in peace. No, I'm sorry, I dig. We'll see.
Man, that would suck if they went bankrupt.
Sounds like
aside from that, though, a lot of Christmas decorations, getting ready for the holidays. You know how it is. It's that time of year. Oh, my birthday was this week too.
Oh, nice. Mine was too.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
Thank you.
We're all grouped in like a month almost.
Yeah, December the 2nd.
November 30th.
Damn. We should celebrate today, but...
Right.
Well, now we got some business to attend to.
So, well, hold up. What have I been doing this week?
Yeah, what have you been doing, James?
I've been busy.
Yes.
I actually released 2 videos. Actually got my Legion Go 2 review out. I really like the device. I'll say that right now. I really like it. It's so expensive though. And it definitely isn't worth it for anyone that has like a last gen Z1 Extreme. Like if you have a Z1 Extreme, I wouldn't suggest getting it and just waiting for another year or two. But then I've also been working on my game again, some more. So fleshing out more of the first 30 minutes of the game. I've rewritten it like a couple times, but I feel like this time's the time that I will actually have this demoed version done with in the next few months. So been having a lot of fun with that.
Maybe you can showcase the game on the podcast.
Well, maybe. No, of course. Once I feel comfortable enough with where I'm at, well, I'll showcase it here. But been working on that. Been really having a lot of fun iterating over the different mechanisms that the player's going to run into. It is like horror-esque, so it's going to be fun. So what is also horror-esque though is the state of RAM. But I guess before we get into that, we also have to announce something, right? High Tech. We have a certain special event coming up next week.
So next week, December the 11th, is when the Game Awards does their live stream. And we'll be starting our special live stream at 7 p.m. Eastern. Of course, it's 30 minutes before they do. It'll give us time to set up everything and also just get to know each other, us in the audience, I mean, and just make predictions on who's going to win everything.
Put our sports bets down. I have my app out. I'm going to start sports bet. I'm going to be betting all over the place. No, there's got to be some place doing like bets on this. There's got to.
Man. Everything's a bet now.
So stupid.
The problem with betting on the Game Awards is the same problem with betting on like WWE. It's like it's
you kind
all
of already know
kind
who's
of
gonna
bullshit.
Win. You already know who's gonna win. To be honest,
yeah,
you'd have to be really ballsy to pick Silk Song as Game of the Year winner over Expedition 33.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, but I don't know if that's bullshit as so much as if you've played all the games, which I haven't beat Silk Song, but I've played a few of the games on that, and Expedition's pretty unique.
What we're saying is it's less bullshit. Like
some of it's bullshit.
Some of it's bullshit.
I mean, like, if one of the nominees for like Game of the Year is friends with Geoff Keighley, then that they're going to win.
But also
friends with benefits.
But also, let's say for example, you're in Game of the Year. And then you're also in Best RPG of the Year, like Expedition. It's pretty clear which one's going to win that category. It's clear who's going to win Best RPG of the Year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Personally, I think if you're nominated for Best Game of the Year, you shouldn't be nominated for Best. Well, I don't know how that would work because it would be kind of weird if Expedition won Game of the Year, but it didn't win RPG of the Year. You know what I'm saying? So
it's really hard to have like limitations and whatnot. I both agree and disagree.
Yeah, so
it's kind of hard to stop doing that now, but I don't know.
Yeah, certainly not now this year, but
not when a game so worthy like Expedition deserves it all. I say just give every award to them, even the multiplayer one.
Even the best fighting game one.
Obviously, I'm not a judge. Just full disclosure, I don't think I do very good as a judge.
Well, thankfully, there are like 100 other judges that are in Geoff Keighley's cabal of reviewers.
Cabal, damn. So, yeah, if you want to see all our takes and everything, stop on by next week, December 11th at 7 p.m. We are going to be, it's at 7, right?
Yeah.
And so,
7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, we're going to be enjoying
special graphic in the video here.
We're going to be enjoying the Half-Life 3 announcement too from Gabe Newell, flying in on a hell, I don't know, parachute. He's going to parachute on in
from his
announce
yacht.
it. I don't know.
Yeah, he's going to drive his yacht through the venue's back wall.
He's going to scuba dive in. This is going to be near the ocean or something, and he's going to scuba dive on in. Dude, that'd be awesome.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Gabe the Diver. And so with that, just so you don't miss out, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on whatever like podcasting app you're using. And then if you are on YouTube, you also, if you hit that bell, you will not miss that live stream that we have next week. So make sure to do that. Also, you can follow us via an RSS feed, podcast.subscribe2.me. And also interact with us on the Fediverse at Off the Console Show at podcast.subscribe2.me to just, engage with us, talk to us, comment at us. And with that, let's jump on into the grim world of PC gaming. That's what that's just what the world's become now. PC gaming was going up, and now we're kind of taking that we're just going down really fast because one of the biggest producers of RAM, Micron, is exiting the consumer-facing world. They are killing off Crucial. And so we... And this is at such a weird time, too, where we need as much memory as we can get. And it's, high-tech. Do you... you have some more on this, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah, so essentially Micron is the third of the big three for DRAM manufacturing. And, usually it's SK Hynix or Samsung at the top. They change places. And OpenAI made a deal with both of them. But notably not Micron either. Though Micron shares jumped up in price as soon as the OpenAI news came out. So they're certainly seeing some benefits too, despite not having a direct deal with OpenAI. And this has come to the point where they have summarily killed off Crucial, despite selling DRAM directly to consumers for like almost 30 years now. They quote, made the difficult decision to end their Crucial line of business. And for those who don't know, they sell SSDs and DRAM modules as well.
Yeah. They do a lot. Crucial has a lot in the name of the game. It's weird to see them. It must be super lucrative to be working business. Well, I mean, typically it is. Like B2B is much more lucrative than doing B2C. I don't know if you've met us, but we're kind of assholes sometimes, and so I don't know if I'd want to deal with us. But yeah,
Wow.
It sucks.
Well, we know the real reason why. They're not just doing this for money. They're doing this for a shitload of money.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Love the reference. No, it's... Yeah.
But real talk though, Micron leaving has huge implications because that's just one less DRAM manufacturer selling to consumers. And I've heard some conspiracy theories about how this is going to be the end of affordable computing for the home user.
Yeah. I mean, this has been their plan for ages. Like, I honestly, like, I mean, I don't want to sound conspiratorial, but like the way that the whole PC industry is going, it just feels like Microsoft wants everyone to use their, like, have a thin client that they can then, connect to their agentic cloud-based desktop. And this just seems like the next step in that. But truthfully, I mean, the way that all of this seems to be going with AI and everything, this seems like the worst possible moment that they could decide to do this, right? Because they haven't signed a deal with OpenAI, right? Like this is them kind of speculating that they will be able to. Am I right about that?
Well, not just OpenAI. OpenAI is not the only AI company out there that wants DRAM modules.
That's true.
The demand's really high.
The demand's super high in the world of AI, and so they're
for the next year or two, this will be a really good move for them. But who knows what's going to happen after that? This could royally screw them.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, like, this is like one of the most short-sighted business decisions, and it's because they're all high on the idea of AI. But I just don't see AI having any staying power, especially when it is such a bubble, and it will explode in everybody's face, and it will cause lots of actual pain for most of these businesses that are so deeply invested in it. I don't know. It just seems so stupid to me. I can't believe it.
So yes, while this is most certainly going to affect PC gaming, in fact, it already has affected PC gaming by doubling or even tripling the price of RAM, and it's also going to affect GPUs as well, because GPUs also happen to use memory as well. It's really going to affect everyone. Anything that's computerized, smart cars definitely have RAM in them. Consoles, for sure, have RAM in them too.
Mm-hmm.
Your phones have RAM in them too.
Everything that you touch that is has a microprocessor or just some type of processor is going to have RAM in it.
Heck, Samsung apparently denied a request from their mobile phone makers, like their own in-house, like where they make the Samsung Galaxies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the DRAM portion of Samsung rejected a request from their own company. How fucked up is that?
Yeah.
Well, Samsung, that's a whole other thing too. Is Samsung refuses to increase production. They talk about they're worried that this is and Samsung's actually, I think, taking this a little bit in a better direction than Micron, because they're like, we're not going to increase short term because we don't see it long term being a supply, like going to be an issue in a few years. So they don't want to increase their
they don't want to production. Their pants down.
Yeah, even though they own what, between a third and 2/3, depending on which market of these markets. So this is, competition at its best, really failing us. Like, it's not healthy competition, is what I'm trying to shoot at. Is when you have when you have growth opportunities, and for like in a normal sense, like a medium-sized company or even small companies could come in and fill these gaps and give us more production and make some good money, but they can't because the process is so gate kept because of patents, because of, I mean, it takes a lot to build any type of processor stuff. Like,
capital,
this is where we're at now. Yeah, capital investment and stuff like that. Like, that's where we're at now. This is like just another end game capitalism stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah. And it just shows how fragile everything is too. It's like, you know, you get disruptors in here, and they disrupt in such a destructive way that it completely upsets markets. And I don't think that there's any, I don't know. I just don't see a future for AI like the way that it's working right now, especially in the cloud. There's just no possible future for it. Like, there is future for running AIs locally that do very specific things in like creative software suites, right? But like chatbots, there's no future in that. Like, they're literally, it doesn't make any sense to me. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
James, what do you think?
Localized AI is the way it's going to have to go in the future. Like, nothing, like if you want to look 30, 40 years down the road, even like space travel, you do not want to be streaming your fucking AI information, like trying to go to Mars with data centers on the Earth. You don't want to be having, let's say, a robot in your house being streamed from a data center, because if one major storm happens, it cuts off and it's just going to fall while it's doing something important. This is not, in my opinion, the future. They're what they want to do is they want to, and they have plans. And I think, Gardiner, I think you're correct. They want to sell you a subscription. This is like the ultimate subscription service. They want to bring everything into data centers, sell you a subscription so you can access your games, everything, and then they'll have a consistent revenue stream from you. And I think a part of this will work. But I think short term, like for the next 5 to 10 years, I think this will work out okay. But when it comes to like breaking out of that, it's going to be detrimental to, I think, a lot of progress on just our the progress of our inventions, our society and stuff like that. It is really weird. And so, like, having so much of it pumped into, because it should be in a healthy capitalistic environment, you would have multiple interests, not a $5 trillion NVIDIA company. You'd have maybe $500 billion company over here that does something maybe a little different, that's more robotics, which we kind of probably, we do have a lot of robotic stuff, but we'd have a little bit more, I think, split interests on developing what's coming in the future for humanity. But it's, so that's where I don't think the AI bubble is going to completely destroy like NVIDIA or any of this, but I think it's going to greatly waken up some of these people.
I think I can see the AI bubble popping being the death of NVIDIA. Like, truthfully, I can see that happening. I don't know if it will, but there is a path, right? Because think about like what's actually happening right now. NVIDIA for a couple years now has been artificially limiting VRAM on GPUs, right? And they have been slowly kind of pulling out of the consumer graphics card market in order to do this B2B stuff. Who is the primary investor in OpenAI? It's NVIDIA. This is like an Ouroboros and Microsoft, of course. Yes, of course. But both of them actually are pulling out of the consumer market in their own ways. And they still want to be able to have the demand of the consumer market, but they don't want to be doing the direct B2C, right? Like you're saying, James. So what's happening here is essentially these guys are, I mean, it's basically NVIDIA and Microsoft funding the destruction of this market. It boggles the mind how anyone can be okay with this, or to not be paying attention to this. Like, if you're in the tech space, this is incredibly concerning.
Yeah, it's really hard for me because I do find a lot of uses for AI. It's just it's over. They're just over allocating resources to AI, and that's not really healthy. And I think in any type of economy to over allocate. So
yeah,
it's crazy. They all see these like shiny, and they all have this weird like cyclical thing with the money, right? Like NVIDIA pays OpenAI buys their stuff, and then it's really cyclical right now. It's really interesting and horrifying at the same time, because more and more, like in the US, November we had a negative job increase of like 20,000 jobs lost. That's really not a good sign, guys. No. And I think a part of that is AI. I think it's a mix between AI and offshoring talent. And so while there's more jobs being maybe created for Taco Bell workers, there's a lot less middle class jobs being created. And so and AI's, I think they're fulfilling their promise a little bit. I think it is able to replace some people's jobs, not, or at least replace like how many you needed of, like, let's say an accountant. You could probably get away with just having one or two as opposed to maybe 10 or 20 when you needed them. And so it's a reduction that is not going to self-correct. And people like Elon Musk or Sam Altman, they just don't understand, or I think they do understand, or they're just so rich that they're so out of the loop on, like, Elon Musk says that everyone's going to be rich in the future. You don't have to work in the future. Okay, what's your plan? I think that's the thing that pisses me off the most, is when a billionaire says stuff like that and doesn't give us a solid plan. They have concepts of a plan. And that's what really pisses me off, is that they never have a plan. And so why should anyone fucking believe them if you can't have us just a basic plan, just a basic one?
Well, let me just say that I agree with you that AI can replace jobs, but that's only if the goal of the people who are replacing the jobs are okay with enshittification. AI is fundamentally incapable of making critical and original decisions. And in a like vertical corporate structure, that is the ideal, right? If you are a free independent thinker and you work in a corporate job, they will beat that shit out of you, because everything has to come from the top down. At least that's been my experience when I've worked for massive corporations.
It's very mixed. Like, if you have a research wing, or if you have, like, because you have your people that are that are creatives, they will you want to protect them, but you'll still beat them down. Like, okay, well then how do we monetize your idea? So they'll still utilize like AI, because AI is really good at massaging and helping you spitball stuff. I use it all the time for for like, okay, I have a couple of ideas. What, and then I start to sound them out. I just start to like really spitball and flush them out a little bit more, and it's good at that. But yeah, original ideas, no, not great. At helping fill things out, not bad.
So here's my thing with the whole DRAM situation. How long is this going to last? Because, you know, like Gardiner says, it's probably a bubble. The big question is, how long is it going to take until this bubble pops? Reports suggest that it's going to be all the way up till 2028 until the bubble pops. And for like 2 years, we're going to have to suffer with increased VRAM costs for everything. Which also brings the question, too. I'm not too concerned about PlayStation 5 prices now, because, to be honest, anyone that wants a PS5 probably already has one. But let's talk about PS6 prices in the future.
Dude, the PS5, I'm sorry, PS5 prices are really good right now. They're like $399 for the digital. Sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, shocked. That's because Sony apparently was smart enough to buy all the DRAM when it was cheap, like half a year ago.
Yeah, no, they stocked up, and they're doing, I think, just fine, where Xbox keeps on increasing. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so the big question is, will they have enough to make PS6s affordable, though? Or are you guys ready to see the first $1,000 console?
I think we're going to be getting into $1,000 console territory with the PS6. And I think people will buy it.
Will they, though, if their jobs have been replaced with AI?
So far, like, people's jobs have been replaced with AI. People have, like, honestly, like, anyone that says otherwise, we're in a recession right now. Like, anyone that says otherwise is crazy. All the indicators, just no one wants to say the word. But we're in a recession right now. And so people are still buying because there's so many people and so many gamers. That's all they really do. If you've ever seen, like, how some of the younger crowd are living nowadays, where they have a TV or they have their computer and they sleep on the floor and that's it. It's crazy how some people live. And so they just get by, and they'll still buy maybe the console if they're really big into it. They just buy their special interests. And so it will, because there's so many people in the world, so many different demographics, I think they'll still succeed. I don't know if they're going to make nearly as much as they used to. We'll see, though.
I mean, Elon Musk says we're all going to be millionaires and we don't have to work a day in our lives. So I would hope that by the time the PS6 comes out, we're all millionaires and we can just buy whatever we want and we don't have to spend a day in our lives working, obviously, right?
I mean, we're all going to be getting rebate checks for tariffs and shit. So, yeah.
The worst part is people believe that they already got him and that they already were sent out and stuff like that. People are just
crazy.
So
but real talk though. Yeah, I mean, people will buy things even if it's out of their means, typically. Like, I see a lot of people that really shouldn't have the latest iPhone because they like their cars look like they're beaten down and stuff. I've seen this happen a couple of times in my old jobs a couple of years ago. But, back when I was still in college. But they still do anyways. $1,000 iPhones for like...
I use my phone every hour. I don't use my car every hour. So take that.
Wow.
This is my new phone right here. This is a Pixel 7. I spent $180 on this. I will not spend more than $200 on a phone because it's not worth it to me. Like, I revile this thing, and if I can't install Graphene OS on it, I don't want it. So it's like, dude, why? I just don't understand people living beyond their means. Like, I am so concerned about like making a profit with my company. It's like I pay myself next to nothing, like my personal salary. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, dude. It's just crazy to me, like the way people have been just kind of, I don't know.
Well, Gardiner, have you considered stripping your phone down for its bare parts and just selling the DRAM chips?
I have several old phones I could do that with.
I bet you could make some money off of that selling to some AI startup in your area.
Oh, yeah. I could start my own.
That would be a
There's-
funny pivot.
That
That
would be
Gardner AI.
right.
Guard
And it's just
AI.
like a series of like older algorithms that have nothing to do with AI that actually answer questions correctly.
Mm.
No, I
Search
like the way
engine.
Grok has been does it now.
Grok, is this true?
I that's another thing. I get onto I'm getting onto Twitter a little bit more, and then every time I get on there, someone's like, "Grok, is this true?" I'm like, "Oh my god!" First off, this is brand new. Grok could maybe find a news article on both sides because there's so much misinformation and propaganda out there. Like it's
Yeah.
That's how you
It's
win, man. You play both sides, and that way you always come out on top.
I guess.
Yes.
Or you get burned for being a witch. So we'll find out, I
yeah.
guess.
Yes, and of course, let's not forget, we do have more topics in our bonus episodes.
Mhm.
So if you want more content from us, more spicier content, be sure to subscribe to our Patreon.
Mhm.
Where
It's
I'll
fun.
go
I
unhinged.
enjoy the bonus episodes. They're really fun.
They're fun. I enjoy them too because I'm not restrained by all the limitations we put on this episode, which not really any, but you know.
Yeah.
It's
I've
a
already
good time.
tangented.
It's even less filtered than than this.
Exactly.
All the super political topics get filtered out to the bonus episode.
What are we talking about in this episode? In the bonus episode this week, the Honey
yeah,
lawsuit.
And OpenAI suicide case.
Yeah, too hot for YouTube.
Quite so.
Little sneak peek.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Okay. We'll have to do some more AI courting too in the bonus episodes in the future. Who should I try to date next? Okay. So, the next big topic, and this one's really big. Netflix to acquire Warner Brothers Studios and HBO Max in landmark $72 billion deal, which is just crazy that these are just now a common
Happening.
thing. Every month, I feel like there's like a new multi-billion-dollar deal going on with mergers and kind of enshittification. But I kind of get this one because Disney is massive now, and Netflix has gone up and down on struggling. So this is still crazy, though.
Well, they must not be struggling if they can afford WB of all things.
They can't though. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, they're going to be utilizing investment money and stuff like that. Yeah. Oftentimes, there's a lot of stuff that goes into these types of deals, but it makes sense. I think Netflix is actually, honestly, Netflix is the service I go back to almost always compared to any of the other ones.
Really?
Yep.
It's crazy to think that Netflix started out as a DVD in your mail service in the past.
And they destroyed everything.
They destroyed the traditional paradigm of consuming media that was, watching them on TV live at like 8 p.m. Eastern or whatever, like the old days. People don't watch TV anymore. Hell, I don't watch TV anymore.
I watch TV. I have an HD home run set up with a with an antenna on my roof because I hate streaming.
I like streaming, but I definitely need to continue dumping my, because I have a bunch of DVDs, I have a bunch of Blu-rays and stuff like that. I need to continue dumping those into a new home lab I need to make.
I have a home Netflix at home service. We call it Jellyfin.
Yes, let me qualify. I hate streaming from these services, but I will watch, like, I have a Nebula account and I have a Dropout account, and I will stream through those, and I have Jellyfin set up on my home lab. But yes, like, otherwise I don't watch HBO Max, I don't watch Netflix, I don't watch Disney Plus. I will not do it.
What is Nebula? And Dropout?
Nebula is the creator owned premium streaming service. So they have a really great show on Nebula called Jet Lag the Game.
Wait,
and it's,
hold on, you talked about this. I remember now.
Yeah, it's awesome. If you haven't watched it, you can watch them on YouTube as well, but they come out a week early on Nebula, and it is one of my favorite shows ever created. It's so much fun.
Yeah, and Dropout's the College Humor thing, right? Well, it used to be College Humor. Yeah, I remember now.
So those are like independent media productions I will subscribe to those. I will not pay for any of the major streaming services.
What happens if Netflix buys either one of those?
They won't. Well, dude, hold on. Let's talk about the news story, but then I have a bunch of questions about this that I want to get to, because holy shit.
So basically what's happening here is that Netflix is acquiring Warner Bros.
Yeah.
It gives Netflix control of their film and TV studios, which also includes HBO. On top of that, though, let's see what they have listed here. They include Harry Potter, DC Comics, The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, Friends. Friends? That's WB? I didn't know that. The Big Bang Theory. And Casablanca.
Which should be in the public domain by now.
Let's see what else we got. We also have...
I think it is, but maybe there's
no one's
version.
made a shitty horror ripoff of Casablanca yet, but they have... Let's see what we have here. 63% of Netflix's original contents were original. No single represents more than 1% of total viewing. I suspect no one wants to watch Netflix originals that aren't like Stranger Things or Squid Games. I've heard Bridgerton's popular, but I don't know what that's about.
Bridgerton, all those are super popular, guys. Like Netflix's originals, there's one for everyone. I like some of their originals quite a bit. That's why I have a Netflix account. As long as they continue doing originals and having something there that like makes sense to the stream. If it's like Big Bang Theory, if I want that, I'll buy it. Game of Thrones, I own it. Like I have it on DVD. I'm not going to. If it's something I like enough, I will buy it.
Even season 8.
If Netflix owns those, they won't be on DVD anymore.
No, it doesn't. That doesn't affect me now. Screw everyone else. I already have it. I already have
DVD
it.
now.
No,
they can't
We'll see if they do that. I think their originals, they tend to like these streaming companies tend to not sell their original stuff, which I really do not like that. And I need to be better at like not paying for that type of stuff. But Disney's a hard one to get away from with kids. I'll say that. It's really hard not to have Disney when you have kids.
Jellyfin, man.
I believe they do release Stranger Things on Blu-ray. So
they do.
Yeah, so
Netflix is actually better than Amazon Prime. Yeah. Amazon and their originals, a lot of them they will not.
Yeah, but we can talk about Amazon later, especially with their interesting approach to anime dubs. But
here's a question. I went and tried to look this up, and the way they do market valuation, I don't think that they actually account for this, because the entire fucking stock market is a scam. But as far as I can remember, Netflix has never been like truly profitable when you factor in their debt to income ratio. Am I wrong about that?
What they do is that they reinvest. They do what Amazon does. So like on paper, it looks like, oh, they're not profitable. They're this, and this. But at the end of the day, they're taking, they're utilizing like tax credits or like tax. Like they're avoiding paying more taxes and reinvesting back into it. And so they burn through a lot of their cash and profit to reinvest back into the platform for growth. It's a smart idea, but it's also very predatory.
Yeah. I remember reading somewhere, I don't know if I'm correct about this, but that they have so much debt and they just keep getting more debt. And like they've never actually paid off their debt. And it's like, how is that sustainable? Especially when they're going into $72 billion worth of debt. I just don't see how it's possible to continue.
That's why they don't pay tax.
Right. But like if they buy Warner Brothers and then they pull back, which, do not delude yourself for a second, their new Warner Brothers movies will not go to theaters. Or if they do, they'll be there for like a week, right? They're just not going to be making the kind of money that Warner Brothers has been able to make. And I just don't see this working. I don't see how this is profitable. I don't know. Like, this just seems like the same kind of false growth, prop up the stock, like pump and dump bullshit that Nvidia has been doing for years and Netflix has been doing, frankly, for years. I just don't see how this is going to make any sense. And what happens when Netflix goes out of business? They're going to part out all of these IPs to, Disney. I mean, that's really what's going to happen.
I'll be honest, I don't think Netflix is going to go out of business anytime soon, and I think this is a part of their play with this, is that these IPs are so massive. If they can just get, and they have tons of projects, if they can get some of their creative directors that have done really good on some of these other projects in there, and it is a little bit of a gamble at this point. This is a really massive acquisition. I don't think they're going to fail, but we'll see. All they need to do is really actually start utilizing some of their IP, especially their game IP. Because guess what patent they own now?
What?
The Nemesis system.
The Nemesis system.
Oh my god. Oh, that's right.
They also own... So here's a list of IPs that they own now. They own DC Comics, Looney Tunes, Game of Thrones, The Matrix, Blade Runner, The Lord of the Rings, the Peter Jackson depiction, at least, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, HBO, Cartoon Network, anything that was in multiverses, basically. Oh, speaking of which... Are they going to bring back multiverses, but with additional Netflix characters?
No, it's going to have the Nemesis system in it, too. You're like, how does that work? It's with the AI. You can have AI. That'd be fun to pick them off. I don't know.
AI-powered Nemesis system? I never thought about that.
I mean, that's kind of what the AI... It's kind of like a simple machine learning system, the Nemesis system is. It's stupid. So... I'm actually, we'll see if it gets blocked, but if Amazon or if Disney acquiring Fox did not get blocked, I'd be shocked if this gets blocked. But I know that some politicians are talking about how this is monopolistic.
Yeah,
which it is.
Elizabeth Warren was saying that this is an anti-monopolistic nightmare because this would be devastating, Okay, all right. Think about this.
We started this so much earlier, a couple years ago with the monopoly. Sorry, continue.
Dude, we started. Okay, so the big problem here is that we allow studios to own the distribution channels. It used to be before the 80s, right? Before Ronald Reagan, ABC, the network, was not allowed to air the content that they produced. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
ABC was not allowed to... So ABC could produce shit, right? But it had to be produced by NBC or someone else. They couldn't make and then air that stuff, right? Yep. Then, in the fucking 80s, when everyone was on cocaine, we said, why are we doing that? That seems stupid. And now we're here. To make a reductive argument, that A leads to B. And if we went back to that, I would expand that. I would say you can't have a studio and also have a streaming service. You can't have a TV channel and also a streaming service. You can't have you have to do one thing. And you can have production underneath it, but that production has to go to somebody else. You have to sell the rights to distribute it somewhere else. But it would also, I would go even further and I would say you can't have a social media network and also have an ad distribution thing.
Oh my gosh.
It would be,
yeah.
That would be, that's the simplest solution to this whole problem.
You should not have a multi-billion-dollar multifaceted, marketed companies anymore. It's very, because of past rulings in court, they have to make the maximum profit, whether it be it can't be illegal how they do it, but it doesn't matter long term. They can the C-level execs can be sued and ousted if they do not make what seems like the most profitable decision that year for their stakeholders.
Mm-hmm.
That is our biggest problem, is that that is probably, and that was with Ford. because he wanted to do, I think, more profit sharing and give more to the employees, and the stakeholders did not like that. And that's where a lot of this started. And we're still paying for it to this day. It's crazy.
Yep. And Citizens United was also terrible. But dude, I don't know.
So I think we're gonna have to feel a lot of pain before some of the stuff gets broken up, and we'll see. Because not to get too political, things will be very volatile the next few years, and I think it will produce some change. We'll see, though. Until then, I guess this is just another thing that I'm kind of writing out where I'm like, okay, Disney did it, I guess.
The way I think about this, right, is there are pillars, right? There are pillars and there are institutions at the national, the federal level that uphold our entire society and all the things that we take for granted, like roads and going to the grocery store, right? These pillars are being eroded by enshittification to the point now where it feels like everything is balancing atop a single pinhead, right? Our entire culture feels like it's balancing on a pinhead, and all it will take is one point of instability to cause everything to topple over. That's where we're at, right? Things are going to topple, right? When you have so much power concentrated, I mean, think about like the power that Netflix would have if they acquired Warner Brothers. They would own all this IP, and it would mean that they could, discontinue Cartoon Network from cable service, right? Or they could increase the price that they charge cable carriers, which then gets passed on to you, right? Everything that we've talked about today is enshittification at its core. And the more concentrated and centralized everything becomes, the less stable everything is.
Gardiner, I will mention one thing about the deal. So they are going to spin off some portions of WB into what's called Discovery Global, which will house CNN and Warner Bros. Discovery's portfolio of cable channels, as per the article.
Didn't Warner Brothers just acquire Discovery?
Yeah,
like within the last 3 years or something.
Yeah, it's in the last few years they acquired them. Like Warner Brothers themselves have been acquiring. Like this is like, I don't know, a snowball going down the hill, collecting more and more snow and collecting even people along the way. It's just chaos. Each of these companies are just keep on acquiring, and it's getting to this point where once Netflix gets there, you have Netflix, you have Disney, maybe a couple of small streaming services or production companies, but and Amazon Prime trying to also compete there.
That said, Netflix wasn't the only one trying to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery. Paramount was trying to do so as well, and Comcast too. But truth be told, Netflix is probably the least worst of the three.
Well, I mean, between those three,
Comcast is usually the worst.
That's tough, man. Paramount is being acquired by Skydance, right? Like, so, dude, why is everything being acquired? That shouldn't be allowed.
Because
God, I'm a grumpy old man, dude. Holy shit.
Well, because they're not just doing it for the money; they're doing it for a shitload of money.
Yeah. What is that from? That sounds familiar.
It's from Spaceballs.
It's from Spaceballs.
That's right.
Which there's the second one's done filming. I think comes out next year or the beginning of 2027. So
is that Spaceball? Is that Warner Brothers
Spaceballs too?
Yeah.
No, it's Amazon this time.
Oh God, what the fuck?
Hey, you know what? We have one chance to get Spaceballs too, because a certain someone is hitting 100 years next year. So
yeah. I'm sorry I went on that rant.
Are you guys ready for Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money?
Is that what it's called?
I'm kind of excited.
That's what they called it in the first movie.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
I don't know if they're actually going to call it that, but
they probably will then.
I sure hope they do.
Yeah.
Well, they went to Amazon. They went to the right spot, so they're doing it all right. I'm down for it. I'm so apathetic to some of these things because I'm just so tired of it. I honestly because like from a citizen standpoint of view, like the states, it's hard to get up in arms about this when we have major issues with our medical system, with a lot of our different systems, and it's just like,
well,
this matters. It's so hard.
Well, I mean, think about it critically. Like the people who are behind this deal are some of the wealthiest people to have ever existed upon planet Earth.
Yep.
And they control all of the messaging at a cultural level. Like there are few things that are more detrimental than concentrating the ability to communicate in their hands.
You're not wrong.
I mean, dude, like part of the reason that these people are so capable of their excessive wealth and the banal reaction that people get, right? Like people aren't paying attention to this because they're watching all these shitty TV shows with terrible messages, and and they're content with the way the world is because the people who control these extremely wealthy assholes are concentrating their power. I mean, they wouldn't be spending this amount of money if there wasn't so much power in it.
Oh yeah, money's power, and owning things is power.
Yep.
And knowledge is power, so therefore, money is knowledge.
So continue watching Off the Console, independent media.
I don't think we're going to be bought out by Disney anytime soon.
No, thank God. I wouldn't accept any money.
True. What if Valve wanted to buy us?
Nope.
No?
I legitimately, dude, like, I wouldn't sell anything that I own to any massive company. I know it
like
sounds hollow right now.
A ride on one of Gabe's yachts.
What if Gabe invited us on his yacht, and then in turn we invited Gabe on our show?
That would be fine. I'd be totally cool with that.
What if he wants to be a fourth owner in it?
A fourth co-host?
Not necessarily co-host.
Doesn't he have like more important things to do, like play Dota 2?
Yeah,
dude, what he invests in doesn't matter. Like he invests in a bunch of different weird things, like owning a freaking yacht building company. So,
but he also does own a brain interface company too.
I mean, he's not going anywhere. I think his plan is to upload his consciousness into the Valve. I don't know, into
Black Mesa
Gabe AI,
into a giant statue head of Gabe Johnson. That's what he's gonna do.
That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. Honestly, though, that might be the best outcome for Valve, because lots of people worry about what's going to happen to Valve after he retires, or God forbid, pass.
Like people talk about that, but I'm not worried about it because their culture, the culture of their company, is so strong, like strongly rooted in open source. I mean, I just don't see that being a huge issue. But who knows? It could be corrupted.
Who knows, man?
We just
make so much money.
Ask these questions if we ever get a Valve rep on here.
Yeah.
So, when are you guys going to sell out?
So, Lawrence Yang, what happens when Gabe dies?
Yeah, Pierre Lou. What happens when Gabe dies? Does Proton die?
Have you guys talked about this? Like, what's your plan?
Are you going to be
the successor?
Are you going to be the successor to Valve? It's going to be a real Game of Thrones there.
Yeah, Throne of Yachts, more like it, because that's what all the money's tied up into.
Yeah.
But okay. I'm gonna move this along because this next topic is so interesting. Where Winds Meet players are tricking AI-powered NPCs into giving them rewards by using the solid snake method.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I really am curious about this one. You're gonna have to go in.
The solid snake method sounds like a stupid method, but you have to watch the video to really understand. Can you hear?
I don't have a. You have to hear it.
Yeah, watch the video, Gardiner. I've already watched this a couple of times, so I already know what this video is about. But you'll understand what they mean by solid snake method.
Yeah,
dude, it's just Snake repeating a phrase. Dude, watching this basically ruined Metal Gear Solid's dialogue for me. Look, fucking Snake just repeats whatever a word. It's the stupidest thing ever.
That's one of the things that always annoyed me about MGS is like the writing is just so weak.
I think it's the localization.
Is it? Okay.
Because it's gotten a lot better since Metal Gear Solid 5. Snake doesn't do this anymore. Snake in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Really?
Yeah, when they got Kiefer, I believe they did this because, well, part of the reason why they replaced Hayden, shit, I can't remember his name anymore. The original voice actor was because David Hayter. Yeah, they replaced him because he wasn't like a actor, and they replaced him with Kiefer Sutherland for Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah,
because they do a lot of mocapping now.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of which, where winds meet. Let's go back to that. So basically, it's a new like free to play game. It looks pretty cool, actually. It's like wuxia. You ever watch those old historical Chinese like dramas where like sometimes they fight, but they like are basically flying and doing wire fu? You've never seen them before?
I've seen them, but I've never
Gardiner
heard of
never
them
seen them.
talked like that. That's interesting. Okay.
My parents watch them all the time. But anyways, essentially what it is the game has a system where it uses AI to like power their NPCs, and they'll sometimes give you like random side quests and you'll get rewards from it. And you can respond to them by typing in, much like, a chatbot would. But players, instead of actually doing the rewards, they're just repeating certain phrases. If you go down there, there should be some examples in the article. Let's full screen the article, actually. Yeah. Alright, so if you scroll all the way down, there should be an example of this happening. Okay, we can't... Apparently we can't see it in the article, but...
The trailer, but yeah, I don't see anything.
Click on the image. Click on the image. Scroll down. Scroll down. Down. That one.
Okay.
Zoom in a little bit.
I can zoom in on this image.
All right, but man, technical difficulties, man. Here,
it's blurry too. It's not gonna matter. Like, it's not a quality image.
Look. He says, "Wanderer, can you tell me where I can find a safe place to store grain?" And then you say, "To store grain." And then he just follows this train of thought until the game just gives you a reward and thinks you did the actual quest. It's stupid. It's kind of funny, though.
See, this is the type of stuff I should be playing. I should play this. I like breaking things like this. It's fun. It brings me back to the good old days of Half-Life and all that, where you're trying to break the limits of the game. Can I jump on this little thing over here? I'll try it.
As down as I am on like chatbots and shit, like this is like one of the only practical use cases I can see for chatbots. Like in sorry, integrating it in some kind of role-playing game makes a lot of sense to me. I don't know.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten a full-on like Skyrim, but with generative AI like missions or like NPCs at the bare minimum, where you can go talk to them and then like have a completely unique situation.
Well, it takes like a decade and a half to make a new Elder Scrolls game. So good luck waiting for that.
Mm.
Well, or another type of company that just swoop in and do it, because they've shown that you can do it in like Grand Theft Auto. People have modded it. There's even some games I think in the works. Now, consistency and adding in some restraints might be one of the kickers for this, but still kind of cool. I like it. Especially, I don't know. This is fun. This is really fun.
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting topic. I mean, the game looks pretty fun too. This is the only part of the game that makes use of AI. By the way, I should mention in case you guys are wondering. From my understanding, they don't use it for anything but the NPCs, and they're not even voiced NPCs either. So they're not like using generated AI voices either.
Yeah. AI, man.
Oh,
Just-
that reminds me. I should have added this to the topic list, but you guys remember how how fucking Tim Sweeney was talking about how they should remove the AI labels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bullshit, right?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with him. I think he's given me a lot of video games over the years. Whatever he says, man.
Yeah, but he hasn't given you Dead Space, and he likely never will.
He doesn't own it. EA does. And
Yeah,
EA
but he
is
likely
owned
never.
by the Saudis now.
All right.
So
So there was an article that just popped up like earlier. I didn't add it to the topic because it was a little too late for that. They were talking about how EA is not going to do anything with Dead Space ever again, and they may look to sell the IP.
well, okay, yeah, which would be good, but I think the workers and people that have worked on Dead Space in the past want that. They're trying to get EA to sell Dead Space because it is frozen right now, meaning they're not planning to touch it again for who knows how long. So it's either EA and the Saudis want to just hoard the gold, which could be going the dragon route, where they're just like, hey, we're going to sit on all this stuff. It just makes our company worth more, even though we will never touch it. Or they'll sell it and actually make a profit off it one last time. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not very hopeful, but
I think EA should do the more profitable thing and sell Dead Space, because clearly Dead Space is not going to make them money. In fact, I would argue that it's actually costing them money to have it. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So they should sell it to someone that's
getting to.
Oh, that Dead Space is a net negative on EA. They should cut their rotten limb off.
Oh my gosh. It's not it's one of those things that it makes them money, but not as much money as they always want. And it just further shows that they don't know how to handle in smaller titles, because Dead Space has a cult following, and it's more into the like AA kind of realm. It's not. I would not put it into like a true AAA in some senses, like in today's standards. I don't know. We've talked about standards of AAA so many different times, but it's not going to make them like 100+ million. It's going to make them 50 million or something like that. I don't know.
Well, don't you know, man? If they can't make 100 million, then it's not worth it, obviously.
That's like bare minimum, too. It's so stupid. It's like, oh, screw developers having jobs, because you could keep on doing that franchise for decades, probably, and have at least a couple of dozen developers have jobs. But no, we don't. This is so broken. It's another part of the broken system of you could have a consistent income over time and just have I know it sucks to manage multiple companies and developers, but at least give you good PR. I don't know. EA's not looking great these days.
Man, I don't know, man. It's a crazy situation. Everyone's talking about some crazy stuff. Epic is talking about some crazy stuff, like wanting Valve to remove the AI disclaimer. EA talking about never doing anything with Dead Space again, and also being owned by the Saudi Arabian government.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Tim Sweeney. He is one of the barons of enshittification, and therefore nothing he says matters to me. Like, he genuinely can levy any criticism he wants against Valve. It is all suspect to me at best. Yeah, he's a complete fucking moron in my book.
He's got a lot of opinions. It's always interesting with him. He's got a lot of opinions for being a little out of touch a lot of the times. So
yeah, and his company is like half owned by the Chinese government. So he genuinely is a moron.
He owns a majority of it still, and it's split between Tencent, I believe, or like Tencent.
It's like 40% is owned by Tencent, so it's not technically majority.
Disney owns a portion of it too.
A small minority, I guess, but a small.
I'm sure Tencent owns a small minority in Disney as well.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But
yet.
Disney does own a like. There's a couple of companies that do own portions of Epic, and for the reason of, I think Tim Sweeney wants them to be invested in the Unreal Engine. I mean, I think from a business standpoint, I think he's a really good business person, but from some ethical standpoints, and also from a business side, he runs his mouth too much. So I don't know. He's a weird person.
Yeah.
And enshittification, you're not wrong about the enshittification. Like the short term wise, I think he's grown what it is. Like Epic is massive. And Unreal is being used by more and more companies every year, but he says so many stupid things.
Well, a lot of what he says, especially when he is criticizing Valve, is completely irrelevant, and it's designed. I mean, dude, it's so. I wrote an article about this actually, and I made a video about it, and it's like basically what they're trying to discredit Valve because Valve is not interested in shittification. Like they want to build like a stable market, and they want to like have a future where, you know, our grandkids can have an open PC platform that we've enjoyed for the last 20 or so years or even more, right? That's what Valve is trying to do. They're investing in open companies, in open source, in open projects, so that we can have an open platform. And the reason that Epic and all of these other companies, frankly, that are like attacking Valve is because they are they have a vested monetary interest in closing down the PC and, you know, destroying the market that we have. So it's like, I have no respect at all for him personally.
I don't have the strongest feelings on this. I think Epic Games is like the Epic Studios and Epic Games and Unreal has brought a lot of stuff that at least has some competition in the world. If we didn't have Epic and Unity, we'd have a lot of closed sourced engines. Like it's crazy.
Well,
like except for Godot, but Godot was also born probably partially due to some of this enshittification. So
well, Epic, I mean, Unreal and Unity are not open. Like they might have like source available, but they're not.
They have source. I know, but what I'm saying is like they're a competitive engine, so there's options.
Yes,
and you want competition.
Fair,
and we didn't even cover this. This is another thing we didn't cover. Is Unity and Epic are going in on deals now. They're partners and stuff.
Yeah, which is the opposite of competition. But
exactly,
I will say that the Epic Store coming on the market really woke Valve up. And for that, I appreciate Tim Sweeney and Epic. Because Valve, they were in their lethargy era, dude. Like, you couldn't get Valve to do fuck all in 2016, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, like, Valve was one of, like, the most frustrating and opaque companies ever back in, like, 2014, 2015, 2016. And now they're, like, totally invested and working towards building something awesome. So, and they actually make games now too, which is fucking cool. So I don't know.
Yeah,
they're not perfect by any means, and my heaping praise on them is not me saying that they're perfect. Do not mistake me. Like they still need to moderate the Steam store. They still need to do a lot of things that they do wrong, but they're still a great company, I think.
Yeah, it's really hard in today's world of like if I didn't interact with anything I disagreed with, I would never interact with anything. Yeah. So I'm always trying to find this balance because I really like the Unreal Engine. I like that their pricing model is very indie forward. Unlike even Valve's not great with licensing their engine. It's super expensive.
It is. Yeah, that's a huge issue.
And so, like, I can find a lot of places where even Valve themselves are kind of honestly assholes about like money. They don't even need the money. Like, why even charge for licensing? You could even do like a temper. I don't know. There is so much stuff. Then Unity, I don't know. Unity even itself like shot themselves in the foot because they had the dumbest CEO that you could ever have try to price installations from the developers, which is crazy. And so like, but Epic's been consistent. They have no, I'm worried that they will drop that sometime. Who knows if they'll so I definitely want, like, I want Godot to succeed, and there's more and more money being pumped into Godot. And so Godot's my bet on the whole engine thing, but they're still super far away from like me being able to use them for what I exactly want to use them for in my game development. Yeah. Unless I want to reinvent the wheel multiple times over, and I just don't want to do that. I don't have the energy to do that anymore.
Not with that attitude.
Having kids, man, I'm like, okay, what's the shortest way I can get to my goal now? Because I need to spend time with my kids, which is not a bad thing. But rant over, I guess. We can move on over to something that really matters. Tomb Raider's Lara Croft claims 2 new world records as ultimate video game heroine.
So, do you agree with this notion that she is the ultimate video game heroine?
No, Alex from Half-Life is. But you're always going to have your preferences on everything. I think she the internet is so ridiculous, because if you see the newer Lara Crofts, like they're using an older style Lara Croft, right? There's 2 reasons right there that, they use that
2
image
big
as opposed
reasons
to,
right there.
Yeah, as opposed to the newer ones. And that's not even what we're used to. We're used to triangles. Come on. And then the newer like Lara Croft models, I think, are very realistic for an athletic female. And so it's interesting how this has become kind of a, I don't agree with it, but it's subjective.
So essentially, she has 2 more Guinness World Records. Best-selling video game heroine and most magazine covers for one video game character.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would have imagined a Pokemon being more popular, but
a Pokemon,
like Pokemon.
Like a Pokemon, specifically a Pokemon being on the cover of more magazines, but I guess I'm wrong. Like a Pikachu.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I don't know. Whatever.
Maybe they're talking about like a human, like, woman character.
Well, it says video game character, so Pikachu is a video game character.
Sex sells, man.
True that. Maybe that's where Game Freak got their ideas from.
Oh man. So as far as like, I'm trying to think of like other like video game heroines, like Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite.
I think they mean characters that are like the main primary character you play as. Yeah. And Elizabeth is not that.
Well, give me some. I'm struggling to recall.
You have what's her face from Good vs. Good vs. Evil, Good and Evil,
Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil. Yeah, she's great in that.
Yeah,
I can't remember her name either, which is not a good sign for this.
I mean,
I'm struggling.
If we're talking about like legacy franchises, it's kind of hard to come up with one that isn't like ancillary to another like male character.
Mm-hmm. Commander Shepard
could also be a male.
Yeah,
and half of the time is a male, probably.
Yeah. How dare you suggest assume my Shepard's gender?
But real talk,
Samus.
Samus, yes.
Samus is one.
Samus is one. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You got Jill Valentine. Jill Valentine's a kick-ass too.
I would argue most people don't know that Samus is a woman.
I don't know if we can say that.
That used to be the case.
Yeah, that used to be
I think it's more and
more
more not the case.
Yeah.
You got Bayonetta.
I think it's just the fact that Metroid's just not that popular of a series. Yeah. And Tomb Raider for a time was.
Oh yeah.
Dude, why do we keep on? Let's see. And plus, a lot of these are Tifa Lockhart is popular. Final Fantasy VII. Shell.
Oh yeah,
she's kick-ass. The problem is like
Shell's only in 2 games.
Well, Lara Croft
has no characterization at all.
Yeah.
Oh, Chun-Li is also popular. Yeah.
I like how it just shows
her legs.
All of them are just like
legs,
like waist.
Not Alex.
Yeah. I think Alex is a great contender because she's not like hypersexualized like every other
No, she's
woman
not.
in a game.
And here's my thing. I don't care one way or another. I think some people get a little uppity about the over-sexualizing, but I don't care. I want a good character. And early Lara Croft was not a great character technically.
Right.
It was just more of an awakening for kids and teenagers at that point in their lives. But the new like Lara Crofts are actually really good. She's actually really good in the newer ones, and I really like that that they went the direction they did with her.
Yeah, I do like her character in those games, but the problem I have with those games is how preoccupied, almost fetishizing it is with her death scenes. Like oh my god, it makes me so uncomfortable how it relishes in her death.
The new ones?
Yeah, dude. Like they're like they go out of their way to create bespoke death animations. And like, she falls into like punji pits and shit, and they've like animated it so like it's like gruesome and disgusting, and it makes me very uncomfortable.
That's what I'm here for. I played Dead Space, man. Dead Space has some crazy death animation. I'm not here necessarily here for it, but
Dead Space is not like this feminist icon character.
True.
Like, I don't know why. Like, there's this incongruence between the two things. It just makes me very uncomfortable.
Dude, Sarah Kerrigan's awesome too in StarCraft.
Faith from Mirror's Edge is great.
Yeah.
Mirror's Edge is one of my favorite games, actually.
Mirror's Edge is really good. There's a lot of choices, but it comes down to like, if you're going to throw someone on, you're going to throw the Indiana Jones of female game characters, and it's going to be Lara Croft. Yeah. And luckily they're not.
If you came up to me cold and asked me female video game character, Lara Croft's the first one that's going to pop into my mind.
Dude, it all depends on the day for me. If I'm thinking Half-Life, I'm thinking Alex. Like that's what I said.
I mean,
when we started
Alex would be my number 2 probably.
Yeah,
and maybe Elizabeth, and then Alex.
Yeah, no. As far as like gaming culture, it makes sense. Lara Croft's like the lead on that.
Yeah.
So, I think we've come to a consensus. They are correct.
They are correct.
Yep.
I was surprised too when I first saw this article, but they are correct. That adds up.
Hell, I will say this is a crazy image for them to have, though.
I don't know, man. Maybe they just don't have. Maybe they haven't updated the references yet.
Never mind. I'm just talking about triangles here. Like, if you want true Lara Croft back in the day, it was all triangles.
Yeah, that's like a weird middle ground, like PS2. That's not the Lara Croft I know.
Yeah, no, it's so interesting. Okay, so on to the Game Awards. Desert Statues Explained. This is an interesting one to high tech with Geoff Keighley's sparked a lot of speculation around all this. So what's going on?
So the Game Awards account posted a set of coordinates that led to the statue. And no one knows what this statue is about, except for the developers involved. But it has been announced that it's neither a God of War nor Diablo announcement, so...
Yeah, this definitely would not be a God of War, or a Diablo. I know that for sure. This would not be Diablo. And even God of War, this would be kind of a weird one, because most of all the gods are very humanized in it. Yeah, there's so many different speculations around this. It's got to be like some type of horror game, though, right? That's what it feels like.
Well, I've heard anything from Doom to the Elder Scrolls to Half-Life 3.
Definitely not Half-Life 3. This is not that type of art style, and it's not that type of game.
Yeah.
Elder Scroll, like definitely, it could be an Elder Scrolls for sure. But beyond that, yeah. What I will have to say, just real quick, I love that this is a thing, though, because I really want companies to get back into just having fun again, and us having to speculate and all that. It makes it interesting.
One of the more plausible theories I've heard is that it's for for Saros, the new Housemarque game. But even then, we don't know for certain. I've also heard someone say that it's Lords of the Fallen And if it is, I'm out.
What's that game that was like by FromSoft and it was like with the J.R. Martin or whatever his name?
What?
Oh, they're working with
What?
Elden
I can't remember
Ring?
the name. Elden Ring. This kind of like I don't know modern games very well, but this like has kind of that aesthetic almost.
But once again, I don't think they have like these dragons or like birds like quite like this. Not dragon, but lizards. So that's where this is all kind of throwing me off a little bit. Is if you look into the details of it all, alligators and all, like I could see this maybe going into a different realm of Elder Scrolls, but it's probably not.
FromSoft game doesn't sound too far-fetched either.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
It wouldn't have to be Elden Ring. I mean, this could be
true.
A new game.
Yeah. They do release. Don't they release a new game every year or two?
Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing that we always overlook. The fact that FromSoft has released a new game every year, and they tend to be pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah, and so they've been doing it for like what, a decade or two, and so yeah, it's definitely has a lot of speculation. I've never really sat down and looked at it like this though. I've always looked at it from a glance on like Reddit and what people kind of speculated, but.
What do we think it's going to be, though? That's the real thing.
I wish it was Half-Life.
Oh, it also glows in the dark, too. There are images of that. Isn't that in the article?
I think I saw it in the article.
Oh, but no, it's going to Twitter. Damn it.
Ew.
Hey, Grok, what game is this?
Oh, look, there's a response. It says, the blank are silent, blank bleeds, new blank stir.
Is it Oblivion? I'm not Oblivion. Damn it, what's that one that's like? Never mind. I'm not going to guess anymore. Dangerous scrolling Twitter on here. Okay.
Now, here's the real question, though. Can you pull up an image of it glowing in the dark? That might tell us a little more about it.
Keep scrolling down right there.
There we go. Look at how. Look, you're on Twitter again.
All right,
look at that. That looks cool as hell.
That looks really sick.
Yeah.
But
I'm assuming it's not glow in the dark paint though. I'm assuming they injected LEDs or something.
Yeah.
Look at this guy, Cinch Potato. He says it's most likely a Diablo 4 expansion, but they fucking deconfirmed that.
Nothing like Diablo.
Yeah, Diablo doesn't have. I mean, if they didn't have some of these creatures that we saw in it, like that's not Diablo.
Well, I think the
some
thing
of the other
really
undead
makes it not Diablo is like the eldritch looking like tentacle thing in the middle.
Some of the demons look pretty Chinese, like traditional Chinese dragons to me.
Oh, traditional ones, yeah.
No, I'm not saying it could be a From Software. I'm not saying it's a From Software game.
But symbol-wise, though, I think you're onto something. I think From Software, this is totally like some type of symbol or icon that they would use.
Yeah.
It's got to be a From Software game. The big question is it a new game, or is it that one game that's Switch exclusive that they're still developing? The Dusk Bloods. That would suck. A new one. That would suck if this was for that game. That I'm probably not gonna, unfortunately, not gonna pick up. I don't know, but look at that. Look at that.
Back to Twitter.
They're saying it's a Norse IP, and they're saying the little serpent at the bottom is the world serpent.
Norse IP?
That's what one theory is. It might just be the desert wind.
It's not that windy. This is like, I lived a couple hours away from this.
It looks like it's actually like smoking.
Yeah, I think they have some type of smoke system or something there.
Whoa, you want to go up there? You want to go to the desert and find out? You said you only live a few hours away from this court.
Well, I grew up a few hours away. Like for me, it'd take me like 5 to probably like 10 hours, maybe. Oh. Maybe 8.
You can take your kids to see this this crazy display. They're saying
this looks like Doom, though. Like some of it does look like Doom, but other parts definitely does not.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it would be Doom. They just released Dark Ages.
It could be it'd suck if this was a DLC. I want this to be like a full-on game.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's gonna be a
Although-
DLC.
I will say that if Doom I mean, the Dark Ages was not a huge success, right? So like they could be like trying to drum up some like marketing, and Microsoft would do this. I mean, old Microsoft would do this. I don't know if they now would, but
I don't know.
yeah, interesting.
We don't know what it is, but look at that.
I'm sticking with my FromSoft.
Dude.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is me, Pope. Just inject Gordon, man.
Do you guys think it's a Valve IP though? A new one?
No.
A new
No.
Valve game?
No, this has no Valve aesthetic to me at all.
Yeah, Valve doesn't go that route.
I mean, Dota doesn't have any like classic Valve aesthetics yet. That's what they're all about now.
I feel like it's in their wheelhouse.
It is now because they've owned it for like a fucking decade.
Dude, if Valve announced this over Half-Life 3, Portal 3, a bunch of other ones, I
I'd
think
quit.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would just blow up.
I don't know, man. I think there'd still be a lot of hype though, because it's a new Valve game, like a new actual Valve game that hopefully isn't like Dota 3.
No, yeah, I mean, I would be happy, but I'd also be super disappointed because we know they're working on Half-Life, and it's like, you can announce this later, but just give us that hope that Half-Life 3 is coming. That's all I want.
Dude, what if at the end of this like horror themed Valve game they tease Half-Life 3 and it's in the same universe?
Sure, whatever. I'm down for it, but like I doubt, we're getting into really big speculative waters. I want more games. Honestly, it's probably going to be a waste in the desert. And they'll probably won't take care of it, and it'll just break down. But you know what? I'm here for it still, nonetheless.
I'm sure they'll ship it to the venue closer to the to the game. I mean, there's no reason for them to.
Why would they stick it out here then?
For shits and giggles.
Like, this is the Mojave Desert. Like, this is pretty far. Like, this is going to be like an hour or two away, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they could be shipping it as we speak to the venue.
They could, I guess. Then why would I? That would just be me. I'd go travel to go try to find it, and then
it's gone
this weekend. It's gone.
Well, you only have a few more days until the Game Awards, man. I'm sure that, or they're gonna like film a segment out here, or like a live stream, like news correspondents out here.
They're going to be at the Black Mesa in New Mexico facility. That's how they're going to announce Half-Life.
I think what I think they'll probably do is have like, because it looks like there's almost like a door on the front there, and it'll probably open and someone will walk out and like maybe a costumed person.
Maybe Hideo Kojima.
Announce something. Or, yeah, Kojima, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. A new IP. I think you're not wrong. Like that has been.
That's like a door. That's like a gateway to hell. If I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
They're announcing the new merger with Hell.
Pussy.
Saints. Damn.
Sorry, I'll cut that if you want me to.
No, don't cut it. No, I just you don't do that normally. So. That's
usually the more level-headed of us all.
Yeah.
You keep us reined in.
I know. Sorry.
But speaking of keeping things reined in, AI fraud. Japan wants to mitigate this issue by essentially forcing potential recruits to draw in front of them, in front of the recruiters. Now that seems like a huge like under task. Because like, what if you're used to like drawing on like a tablet?
I mean, that's still drawing in front of them. It's proving.
That's true.
It's proving that, and I like, especially for recruits. I feel like this is not that bad, like, of a thing. You want to make sure that if you're hiring someone, they actually have the skill you're hiring them for. As someone who has like been burned by hiring people who don't actually know what the fuck they're doing, like that what their resume says that they can do. Yeah, I know.
You'll have to tell us some of that in the bonus episode.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell that. You can remind me. But yeah, no, like this is I can see this being like an actual thing, like that I would do personally.
So essentially, what's happening is that they've discovered that, quote, AI artists are getting hired, and they're actually not contributing very much to the team due to their unique, quote, workflow, quote.
Mm-hmm.
And so they want artists to actually be able to draw.
Mm-hmm.
And like an artist that can actually draw and maybe use use AI to assist them with drawing. I mean, how do we feel about that?
I would be opposed to it if
it's where the markets are, where the market's going. I shouldn't say market.
So essentially, so this is a
yeah.
mid-sized Japanese game company. I don't know what mid-size would mean in this case. Probably like Nipponichi, developers of Disgaea.
mid-size means a company that's actually interested in making money. like making a sustainable profit, I mean.
So essentially, an anonymous graphic designer, chief graphic designer, nicknamed B, because we don't know what his name is, he's claimed that recruiters are now making any potential art hires draw in front of them, and yes, to ensure that they're real. But they're also claiming that despite all of this rigorous testing, the higher-ups are suggesting that they hire, quote, AI experts or do it themselves too, in addition to these artists that can actually draw. And while he's a chief character designer, he's worried that his own power in the company is diminishing due to this.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be worried about that too. It's a weird way to go. I don't know. I'm not against using AI to help because I do it myself with my work, but it's not replacing me. So it should just make you get things done a little bit quicker, maybe filling in common area. Like let's say with drawing something, like you have a common trend and you just wanted to regenerate a certain portion, but you're still working on the main concept of it, like the character. Okay. But I'm curious ultimately with this, like what were they doing before to hire people that artists? Like were they not like they were probably giving them homework and they would do it at home and then submit it and they give them a certain amount of time. If they're still getting that done even with AI and it passes, like okay, I'm curious why. I'm just curious what was going on before. I've hired and I've also interviewed at a lot of companies, and even doing just a talking interview can weed out a lot of stuff where people just don't know what they're doing is talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's hard for us to know for certain because none of us are like artists in the traditional sense.
No, but
at the same time, but here's my thing though. Artists tend to have portfolios like featuring the work they've done.
yes,
That's part of the that's like their resume more or less. And
in development you can early days development you'd also have a portfolio, and still a lot of people have portfolios in web development.
But what I'm saying is it used to be a lot harder to have that sort of portfolio without having the art expertise. This was before, of course, generative AI came.
Yeah, but people would still art assets and try to pull it off. You'd usually want to do some type of vetting process. So if they weren't even doing that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Work references, I guess. Nepotism, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
I'm just saying how I think it was their interview process that was the problem more than anything.
Well, regardless, they're making changes. They're forcing artists to actually draw in front of them to weed out the incompetent, the glorified idea guy, more or less. And Japan's been one of those countries that have been railing strong against AI.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They might be our bastion of our last bastion of hope against generative AI in the art fields.
Yeah, I mean, I like this. I think that this is a good policy for a company to have. Personally.
Oh, speaking of which, that thumbnail is going to be apparently the first anime to be 99% AI generated.
Oh,
this right here.
That right there. I forget the name of it, but I saw a trailer and it looks really weird in motion. If I can pull up the name of it, I can tell you what it's about.
Hey, you know what? She has normal hands. It's over.
Oh,
That's my point. And that just to talk about like how AI has improved over the years. People thought it was over when AI couldn't create characters with proper hands, and now we're at a point where they can.
all right.
So
I found out the name of the anime. Go on YouTube for this. There's a trailer.
can you send me the link?
Yeah, let me pull up the link to the YouTube trailer. If I can find it, that is. Give me a second. But in the meantime, though, I mean, AI is kind of a weird situation, to be honest.
Yeah, it's man. I'm so all over the place, and I know listeners and viewers have probably seen that with me because I use AI. I use AI on a daily basis. Well, that's not true. I use AI on and off, but like work wise, I do because they kind of require it. In some sense.
I sent a link to the Discord.
Yeah. But it's never to replace. We have never used it to replace anyone. It's always used to augment.
So this is supposed to be an actual production instead of someone making AI and instead of making like Dragon Ball Z and AI. This is supposed to be a real like in production anime too, meant for the television. Like
so this is AI.
This is like 95 or 99% AI generated.
I want to know what that even means. Do they go and touch up little areas that are messed up?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. There's multiple trailers in the channel too, I believe.
Are they like having AI basically roto or like actual like live action footage? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. It looks
like,
they can do that.
You can tell it's AI for sure though. It doesn't look so bad when you like pause it and it's not in motion, but
here's my problem. No, you can't. I think if you were not told that this was AI, I think most people are. I think everyone's going to guess everything's AI at this point. So there'll be some people that get that. There's no way I think a regular person's going to tell if this is AI or not.
I don't buy that it's AI. I honestly don't.
I mean, they've confirmed that it's AI though.
Okay.
So we're cooked.
So
Gardiner, we're cooked.
Well, the reason, okay, so it might be AI, but the problem that I don't buy it is because there's too much consistency in the character design between cuts.
That's probably what the
I think they might be like lying to get genuinely. I don't believe it.
So Gardiner, like AI, when you have guardrails on AI and you have a lot, like what the other 5% could be is that they created, they had to do a lot of work on making sure that AI stayed within constraints and stuff like that. And so they're like, this is the character you developed. It has to be consistent, always to look like this character. And those are restraints for it. It will be very consistent, actually. We're getting really close to that type of stuff. And obviously, like, I think I would not be shocked if this is AI. It is a little off compared to a lot of animations, but this is kind of a we're cooked kind of situation, I think.
I don't know. I'm skeptical. I'm still skeptical.
AI
is not at this point. I just don't believe that AI could do this.
I've seen some pretty crazy stuff that AI has done.
I have seen some crazy stuff AI has done, but I just genuinely don't believe that.
I posted a link in the chat in regards to how they're using AI. So if you can pull it up and translate it for us.
I am also skeptical too with you, Gardiner. It's just I'm both sides on this thing, man. I've seen it do some crazy things, but
that said, there are rotoscoped animes, and some of them look really good, but some of them look really terrible too. I've seen. So yeah, so it'll tell you what they've done in AI with the AI, because it's been confirmed that it's like 95% animated with AI. That's like a confirmed value that apparently the creators put out.
This work was created using AI technology in addition to Adobe products and KILLS products used in the traditional animation production. For more than 95% of the cuts in the main story, the burden has been reduced through AI support, while in the end, quality is ensured by making additions and corrections manually. Like, yeah, I don't know. It says for 95% of the cuts, the main in the main story, the burden has been reduced through AI support. But that doesn't mean that it's like 95
Completely
produced
generated
by AI. Like,
Yeah.
it just looks too artistic. Like the fact that like there is a consistent flat angle of the characters and they look like actually rotoscoped with a 3D moving background, AI would not be able to do that. Like, just genuinely, it could not do that.
Well, I mean, I'll have to look up some stuff. I have seen it do stuff like that. It's just it's broken up. Meaning is if you spit it out like, hey, create this consistent thing all together without any constraints, it will not do it.
So there's
but
another.
If you have a lot of hand holding, it can get. I don't know. This
There's
is pretty
another
crazy,
article that was published months ago. Actually, I just posted in the chat too. Dan, we're talking more about this than the actual original topic at hand, which is kind of funny. So, yeah. So this is talking. So this has been in. It's going to be a short film, they say. So it's not going to be a series. So I can't imagine this being sustainable for. It's hard to imagine how this would work for like a serial, for like a series, even like a short 13 like episode series too.
Guys, with enough constraint, with enough like, it still takes a lot of hand holding from people. It could do it.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
I'm telling you, we're cooked.
Well,
So.
I'm sure. Well, a good chunk of it, I would imagine, is the fact that these character designs, they're probably trained heavily on these character designs alone, and not trained on like
exactly
other
there's a lot of work that goes into this, which is interesting and still requires a lot of humans, but it will get to a point where that's not the case, and then we're all living in a van down by the river because we don't have jobs. This is very worrying. It's interesting, it's intriguing from a tech side, and I'm very skeptical even with Gardiner, but I'm also very like, I believe that they could get, if this is not fully generated, I think they can get here in the next few years. Ugh.
It is kind of troubling how advanced this has gotten too.
That's where all our RAM's going to.
It's all part of their scam.
I don't know. I mean, their scam is to want to replace us with workers that don't cost anything. So,
smoke and mirrors.
So yeah,
I've used generative AI to play around and to create some video stuff, and it does much better than I was expecting. It's not this level,
well,
but it was not a mere
people touching
issue,
up on it too. So that's also another thing too. I'm sure. Actually, I don't know for certain because I'm not an expert on animation or AI animation.
Yeah,
but like, there's something. I don't know what it is.
That's also so bad too. Sorry, I was thinking about some of the video stuff I've had generated. I would never use it in any videos because it's so bad. But it's also really bad. But it's also good. But it's also bad. It's so weird. I'll shut up about it now because I don't make any sense. But if you want to hear about how I don't make any more sense, I guess, anymore, because this is all breaking my brain, you can follow us over into the bonus episode. With that, we have a couple of really good topics, and we have a couple of political topics that we're going to get a little spicy about. And then with that, go over to Patreon, go get yourself a membership, support the channel, and also I guess support us, and we'll have some fun over there. Make sure you have some we'll try to answer comments and bring your guys' questions up to the pod and everything. So
hell yeah,
without further ado, let's say goodbye to the normies of the channel. That's probably not very nice to say.
Yeah, that's so mean.
That's
so
mean. Feels rude.
No, you guys are all great. I'm trying to sell this thing.
We should call our patrons the normies.
That would be pretty good too.
That's
actually,
that's good.
The patron normies. And so with that being said, peace out, guys. Later.